Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Week 2 NFL football predictions. 16 games. Week 1 was interesting. I thought a lot of teams looked very shaky. So maybe that trend continues, or maybe it's just Week 1 jitters. I don't know, but let's dive into this game. Not dive into this game. Let's dive into this week. Let's pick these games. Let's see. The Thursday night game, which is tomorrow, Ravens versus Bengals. Ravens are a 1 point favorite. It is a nighttime game in Cincinnati. I went back and forth with this game. I thought both teams looked really good actually last week. The Bengals surprised me and won by 11 points, which I was a little bit surprised by. The Ravens absolutely demolished the Bills. But after thinking about this game, going back and forth, I'm going with the Ravens in this one. I'm picking the Ravens to win this one 23-20. I feel like the Ravens are just a little bit better than Cincinnati, and Cincinnati, in my opinion, isn't home field advantage. Also, Andy Dalton is not good in primetime games. That I also think that will continue. Joe Flacco, he's going to play okay in this game. I expect Lamar Jackson to take a few snaps behind center. We'll see what he does, but I expect the Ravens to win this one 23-20. And I think Baltimore will cover the spread since it's only a 1 point favorite. Now to our Sunday games. And by the way, after that game tomorrow night, I will have a recap. And living in a house full of Ravens fans, like I'm a Titans fan, the rest of my family are Ravens fans. Yeah, I'm going to hear about this game a lot, and it will be on, so there will be a recap. Sunday games, first game is Panthers versus Falcons. Falcons are a 6 point favorite. Both of the Falcons really struggled against the Eagles. The Panthers didn't look much better offensively. Defensively, Carolina looked pretty good. So you do have that. I don't know, like, since maybe the Falcons are just a dome team that could play a role here, but I'm going with the Falcons in this one. I feel like the Falcons are probably the better team, and also I just believe Matt Ryan. I'm not calling him Matty Ice. He does not deserve that name. Matt Ryan. I just feel like he is more comfortable playing in that dome than in the outdoors. That's just my opinion. But I do think the Panthers will stay in this one. I do think the Panthers are going to cover. I have the Falcons winning this one 27-23. Next game is Chargers versus Bills. Both of these teams lost. The Chargers defense was kind of they were kind of like, I don't know. They just got blasted by Kansas City. It just looked overrated. The Bills looked absolutely awful last week. They don't even have a damn quarterback on the Bills. And Josh Allen is starting this week, his first career NFL start. So I think Nathan Peterman will be out of the NFL after this year. That's just my guess. But I think Philip Rivers, I still think he's good. I still think this Chargers team is good. I just think they ran into a Kansas City team that I think people are underestimating. And I'm going to sit up here and pick the Chargers to win and to cover. I mean, I see Josh Allen. I think he'll get a few good passes in this game. He'll probably throw for about 240 yards. But I'm telling you, even with him behind center for the Bills are awful. I think the Bills are probably the worst team in the NFL. I have the Chargers winning this game 41-20. I think the Chargers win this one very easily. Next game, Vikings versus Packers. Big week 2 game here. Both teams look pretty good. Packers had a comeback against the Bears. Vikings beat the 49ers. This game's in Lambeau. And I went back and forth with this one a lot. I believe that the Packers, even though they have the better quarterback, I don't know if they have the better team. Vikings, I think, have the better overall team. But it's something about the Packers just playing at Lambeau and the Vikings being a dome team just tells me to pick the Packers in this one, even in September. The Vikings are, by the way, lucky to get them in September at Lambeau, by the way. So the Vikings still have a legit shot. But I'm going with the Packers in this one. Packers are a 1-point favorite. They will cover, obviously. And I have the Packers winning this one 23-19. I'm not big on Kirk Cousins. He didn't wow me against the 49ers. I think Aaron Rodgers would just do enough to carry this team to a win. So 23-19 Packers. Let's see. Next game, Texans versus my Tennessee Titans. I really went back and forth for this one. The Texans did not look bad against New England per se, but at times they really struggled. The Titans just absolutely got upset by the Dolphins last week. They made the Dolphins actually look like a 9-7 football team, which is pathetic. I'm hoping the Titans at home could at least be really competitive in this game. The Texans, I think, have the better team, and I think the defense is better, and I think their offense is better. No Delaney Walker for the Titans. Marcus Mariota, I'm sure he's going to be questionable going into this game. I'm forced to go with the Texans on this one. We don't have a point spread. I'm assuming the Titans will be favored by a point or two just because of the Tennessee Titans are at home. But I'm going with the Texans in this one. I'm going to say they win this one by a touchdown. I'm going to say the Texans win this one 24-17. Next one is Browns versus Saints. Browns tied the Pittsburgh Steelers last week, 21-21. Saints, their defense got absolutely smoked by Ryan Fitzpatrick, and they lost 48-40. The Saints' offense is still pretty good. The Browns, they could maybe do some stuff if the Saints defense played like they did last week. The Saints could very well lose this game. It's an 8.5 point spread. I think the Browns are definitely covering, but I have to give it to the Saints. I think it's going to be a high scoring affair. I know the Browns struggled last week offensively. I'm just going off of 1 week, but if the Saints defense looked like they did last week, the Browns will look good offensively. And I have the Saints winning this one 34-30. So I have them winning by 4 points, the Saints. Next game is the Dolphins versus Jets. Jets are a 3-point favorite. Dolphins pulled off a pretty good upset last week against Tennessee. So they are probably running off momentum right now. The Jets absolutely went on the road and blew out the Detroit Lions 48-17. So both of these teams won. My question is, are these teams actually that good, or did they just get lucky? I'm kind of leaning towards the lucky phase. Dolphins, they're not horrible, but they're not that good. Jets, they're not horrible, but they're not that good. Give me Sam Darnold over Ryan Tannehill any day of the week, and that's why I'm going with the Jets in this one. I think the Jets, I think it's going to be a 3-point game. I think the spread is perfect in this one. And I'm going to say the Jets win this one 20-17. I think Sam Darnold is going to be the difference here. I do think the Jets defense is decent. The Miami defense is okay, but I do think the Jets overall have a better defense, and I think the Jets have the better team and coaching. So, give me the Jets in this one. Let's see. Next, Chiefs versus Steelers. Steelers are a 4-point favorite. The Steelers tied the Browns last week. They looked really bad. They should have beat the Browns, in my opinion, easily, 35-7. But they tied them. Chiefs got a big time win against the Chargers on the road. A very impressive win for them. Patrick Mahomes is the real deal in my opinion. I'm fully believing that Chiefs offense. And they're going to put up a lot of points on this Steelers secondary, as I have the Chiefs pulling off the upset in this one. I have them being the Pittsburgh Steelers 38-29. I think Pittsburgh, I'm telling you, Pittsburgh loses this game like I'm projecting them to do. Mike Tomlin's on the hot seat, and the Chiefs are going to go on the road to get another impressive win. The problem with the Chiefs with Alex Smith wasn't that they weren't a good team. It was just that he wasn't taking shots downfield. Since Patrick Mahomes is going to be taking shots downfield, I think the Chiefs are going to be much better, and I think the Chiefs are going to win this one 38-29. Let's see. Next game is Eagles versus Bucks. Philly's a 3.5 point favorite. Um, Basically, first of all, the Eagles looked really sloppy. Nick Foles is starting again this week, as I think Carson Wentz isn't even cleared for contact yet. Um, Two, the Bucks, they looked really damn impressive against the Saints offensively. Defensively, they looked bad, but you are playing against Drew Brees, so maybe they're not that bad. I think the Bucks are going to be in this game, but I think the Eagles are going to cover and win. I have to go with the Eagles in this one. I think Eagles win this one, let's say 27-20. I think the Eagles win this one by a touchdown. Eagles they're just better defensively. That's the way it comes down to, in my opinion. Next game is Colts versus Redskins. Redskins got a impressive Week 1 victory on the road against Arizona. Looked pretty decent. The Colts looked bad at home against the Bengals. I think the Colts, I think they'll stay in this game some, but I have to give it to the Redskins, and the Skins are going to cover. The Redskins are a much better team than the Colts, in my opinion. And I have the Redskins winning this one 27-17. I just think the Skins are a much better team than the Colts. What do we got here? Cardinals versus Rams. Rams are a 12.5 point favorite at home. That's a big spread. Cardinals, they did not look that good against the Redskins. They looked like a team that was not ready to play. They looked really sloppy. The Rams, they let the Raiders stay in that game for a half, but then they pulled away. Obviously, I'm picking the Rams in this one. The Rams are just a much better team. Point spread, I think I'm going to have the Rams covering this one. I think the Rams win this one by at least 2 touchdowns. I have the Rams winning this one actually by 3 touchdowns, 28-7. Next game, Lions versus 49ers. 49ers are a 6 point favorite. Lions looked absolutely pathetic on Monday Night Football a few days ago. 49ers, tough loss against the Lions. Against the Vikings, excuse me. To me, both of these teams are kind of evenly matched. I think that the Lions have the better quarterback, but I think the 49ers have the better overall team. I'm going with the home team in this one, the 49ers. I do think the Lions cover, though. I do believe that, and I have the 49ers winning this one 28-23. Let's see what we got. Raiders versus Broncos. Broncos are a 6 point favorite. Broncos, they were okay. I don't know if they're really that good of a football team. The Raiders, they looked okay. They looked kind of competitive. So this should be a good game. It is a mile high. I do think that I think the Raiders' defense sucks. I'm just saying that right now. I think the defense is one of the worst. You're going to see over time how bad they are. The Broncos and Nick Chubb, or Bradley Chubb, I always get his first name wrong, and Von Miller, 1-2 punch, going after Derek Carr is going to be the difference in this game. And with the Broncos winning this one, I do think the Raiders cover, though. I do believe that. I think Broncos win this one, though, 19-17. 19-17. Broncos, I think home field advantage and the 1-2 punch on defense, I think, is going to be the difference. Let's see what we got here. Patriots versus Jaguars. Patriots are a 1 point favorite. Patriots beat the Texans, but the Texans looked decent against them. Jaguars were on the road and got a good win against the Giants. I think personally, I think this is going to be a fun game to watch. I do think that the Jaguars' defense is better than the Patriots, but I think the Patriots' offense is better than the Jaguars. So I think the Jaguars are kind of like 2.0 Patriots. And first of all, Jacksonville's not a home field advantage. That's just not a home field advantage. After going back and forth with this one, I really did. Jaguars did stay in that game last year in the AFC Championship in New England. And since it's a regular season game, I think this is the best chance to catch the Patriots early. And I think the Jaguars are going to win this game at home. And obviously, I think they're going to cover because since New England's a 1-point favorite. I'm going to say Jacksonville goes ahead and wins this one 23-21. I just think Jacksonville at home, I think they'll get the job done. Now our Sunday night football game, Giants versus Cowboys. Both of these teams looked pretty good defensively. I always said the Giants defense going into the season is actually still pretty good. It's just that they quit on Ben McAdoo. Cowboys is basically what I thought. All your offense is Ezekiel Elliott. Your defense is okay. You're probably not going to win many games this year. For the Giants, Saquon Barkley, I'm still not sold on him being a top 5 running back. All he did was have one impressive win against the Jaguars last week and then a bunch of nothing. Eli, I do believe in Eli. I think Eli is still decent. The defense was good, I said that. But the Cowboys, they are at home. I'm just listing the advantages. Cowboys are at home. Ezekiel Elliott, he's going to run against this Giants team okay. And the defense should hang in there. But I'm going with the road team, going with the Giants. I'm going with the Giants in this one to win. I think they're going to win this one 17-10. The Giants are just going to put 8-9 in the box, maybe even 10 to stop Ezekiel Elliott. I still expect Ezekiel Elliott to rush for about 80-90 yards. I expect Barkley to go 80-90 yards as well. The Cowboys' defense isn't bad. It's just that they're going to be tired. And when you start getting tired, bad things happen. So, give me the Giants in this one 17-10. I think the Giants are... I'm not saying that they are the better football team. I'm saying they have a good enough defense to stop Ezekiel Elliott. Because as long as you have a good front line, decent linebackers, so even average front 7 and average front 7, you're gonna do well against the Cowboys. And then the last game, Monday Night Football, Seahawks versus Bears. Seahawks is Russell Wilson a bust. Bears look pretty good through 3 quarters against the Packers. Bears are a 3.5-point favorite, and I'm going with the Bears in this one to cover and win. I think the Bears are a pretty good football team. I think they only lost last week because of greatness more than anything. And I think the Bears are going to win this one pretty easily, 21-14. And the reason why it's only a touchdown win because I think the Seahawks are going to get a touchdown late. But the Bears are a okay team. They're going to win some games this year. Khalil Mack, I expect him to have a big game against this very bad Seattle offensive line. Jordan Howard, I expect him to rush the ball for about over 100 yards. So, it's Russell Wilson or bust. As long as you can contain Russell Wilson, you're going to beat the Seahawks, in my opinion, if you're the Bears. So, those are my predictions for Week 2. Comment down below. Tell me what you think about my Week 2 football predictions. And I want to hear your Week 2 football predictions. Also, please like and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. Check out my other videos on my YouTube channel. And also, thanks for watching the video. And this is McD the Beast, signing off.